because it's like, ooh, look at all the dirt and the makeup. That's good, right? Juicy. These toner pads are. I'm all about a good do's and don'ts video, and for today I'm going to be doing the do's and don'ts of toner pads. The reason that I'm talking about toning pads today is because boy, have they really taken up a presence in my skincare routine. Now, to talk about exactly what a toning pad is, the name is pretty self-explanatory. It's essentially a pad that tones. You know, and there are a lot of toning pads out there on the market. So when I'm personally looking for a toning pad, and what sets a toning pad for me apart is that it has multiple steps in one. Meaning the toning pad covers my toner, it covers my essence, potentially my serum, and it also does a micro exfoliation of my skin, which all of those points bridge into the partner of this video, who is APLAGE. This is the Eugemong C Antioxidant Essence Toner Pad, and they are a brand that I am new to. They're actually a newer brand under Amore Pacific, which I'm a huge fan of Amore Pacific, like, let's face it. I think we all know this if you've seen my videos. Now, why do all of those matter besides obviously we're all looking for effective skincare? But for me personally, I really like toning pads, and the benefit of having them in my skincare routine is the convenience. I'm frankly lazy with my skincare. Like, don't get me wrong, I love skincare, but you know, a little help, a little kick in the pants every once in a while is needed, especially in the morning for me when I am like barely waking up. Although I do mainly use toner pads in the morning, I do use them at night sometimes, and like essentially they're good for any time where you need to kind of just like whisk something over your skin and like be good to go. Now that I've talked about what a toner pad is, specifically what I look for and the benefits, let's go ahead and jump into my personal do's and don'ts when it comes to using toner pads. My first tip is kind of like a hack. Are those still popular videos? I don't even know. It's essentially to use a toner pad, cut it in half so that you can get more than one use out of one toner pad. So it makes the product go a little bit longer. I like doing this because sometimes I don't need the full toner pad for my face. So usually half a toner pad is sufficient enough, especially the ones from APLAGE, to get my skin covered in toning goodness. Now, don't do this with every toner pad or product, because the reason that I do that with the APLAGE and I can kind of get away with that is because these are so essency. Like, these are some of the most essency toner pads that I've used. And the reason is because they actually have 4 times 30 milliliters of essence in it, so it has like over 120 milliliters of essence in each tub of product. I showed you in the B-roll because I actually took a toner pad and like wrung it out just to show you how much toner essence is in each pad, and it is quite impressive. I mean, we're getting close to like sheet mask amount of essence in each little toner pad, so you can definitely cut them in half, use them over your skin, and kind of save the other half for later. I like to actually put the half that I cut in the top section with my tweezers just to keep my tub sanitary. But yeah, that's something I definitely recommend doing. And don't use dry toner pads, because no one wants to use a dry toning pad on your skin. My next do is going to be use your toner pad in a way that is actually like a treatment. The other benefit of using a toning pad like the one from APLAGE is that you can use them on your skin for a more prolonged period of time versus just swiping them over the skin. So personally, what I like to do is I like to place the rounds onto my cheeks, or like I said, I'll even cut them in half and kind of place them on targeted areas of my face. Since these are heavy in vitamin C, which I'm going to talk about in a second, I typically need the most vitamin C treatment on like the tops of my cheeks, the top of my nose, and just kind of areas that the sun typically hits where I get a bit of discoloration from the sun. In doing this, I get the benefit of the brightening factors of the APLAGE toning pads directly where I need it in a prolonged period of time. I usually do it from like 3 to 5 minutes, so it's a pretty quick treatment that I can do a couple times a week just to kind of squeeze that in without having to commit to like a full-blown sheet mask, a full-blown face mask I'm having to wash off my skin. Now, like I said, these are vitamin C C toning pads. And the vitamin C in this is specifically from yuzu, which is a super high vitamin C concentration type of citrus, as well as grapefruit. Because it has the vitamin C from those fruits and the extracts from those fruits, you're gonna get a brightening effect. You're also gonna get a very high antioxidant effect. Using something with vitamin C antioxidants is gonna help brighten the skin. It's gonna help with hyperpigmentation. It's gonna help with dullness. It's just gonna overall brighten the appearance of the skin. So there's vitamin C in this. They also have vitamin E in this. So those kind of work synergistically to brighten the skin and also nourish the skin at the same time. As you guys know, I have very sensitive skin, so vitamin C products can be tricky. But I find that the vitamin C in this is very beginner friendly, so it's not irritating on my sensitive skin. These have been dermatologically tested as well as hypoallergy tested. And I also like that, unlike some other toner pads, these don't have any alcohol added. And they're also 7 chemical free. That's what 7 free means. The triple radiant effect in the APLAGE toner pads have actually been tested in different studies. So I'm gonna pop up some pictures here if you guys wanna see like actual scientific results of this product. And like I said, because it is an Amore-Pacific brand, you know that they have more access to research and development, better quality ingredients, and just overall, it's a company and brand that I feel comfortable using. Now, kind of the counterpart to that do of using it as a treatment and allowing your skin to really soak up the product, a don't with toner pads is maybe obvious, but I know it's very tempting to do sometimes just because you get that tactile experience. But that is, don't scrub your skin with a toner pad. Like, I've seen people go in on their skin as far as like just abrasively rubbing because it's like, ooh, look at all the dirt and the makeup. That's good, right? I know it's satisfying, but it's definitely not good for your skin to be that harsh with it, especially when you have a product that already has a vitamin C in it, so you already are kind of getting a little bit of that exfoliating factor. You don't need to scrub. You don't need to get crazy. A do when it comes to toner pads is to find one that has both an embossed side and a smooth side. The reason that this is so important for me is because, like I said, I do have sensitive skin, so I don't want to constantly be rough with my skin. Sometimes your skin just needs a quick little swipe and it's good to go. So I have the option and the flexibility of picking if I'd rather use the embossed side, if I feel like my skin can use like a gentle, soft exfoliation, or if my skin just needs a little replenishment, I just can run the soft, smooth side over my skin. So I like having that flexibility and being able to choose day to day what I feel like my skin needs. My next don't kind of bridges into me talking about how juicy these toner pads are, and that is, don't waste product. So once you've swiped your skin, whether you're using the full round or using a half round, don't just throw that away. These have so much essence on them that like after I treat my face, my neck, and my chest, and my shoulders, which I feel like are all kind of givens, I make sure to use the excess on the back of my hands, because the back of our hands, I feel like they go through so much wear and tear, whether we're like driving and they're in the sun, washing our hands. Overall, they just, you know, they need a little love and TLC, and so I like to just swipe whatever's left on my pad on the back of my hands. And it's so easy that I just like literally adds like, what, 3 seconds onto my routine. My next do is something that I did talk about a little bit at the beginning of this video, and that is do opt for biodegradable pads. I know nowadays a lot of us care about our consumption habits, and when we're looking at our day-to-day life choices, it's always nice to analyze maybe our beauty routines and just some areas that we can improve. And for me, I feel like the best steps towards maybe if you're going for minimalism or environmentalism, or you're just trying to lower your consumption in general, is to take baby convenient steps that you really don't even notice making a major change. And for me, that is something like using biodegradable pads, because these work just as well as a non-biodegradable pad. I don't even notice a difference. I know that these aren't going to be like plastic where they hang out in the soil or wherever in the oceans for years to come. They'll literally just go back to the earth full circle. Alright guys, so I hope you enjoyed these do's and don'ts of toner pads. I kind of did a little bit of like a toner pad 101 and what I look for when it comes to toner pads. If you guys are curious about checking out the APLAGE Yuzu C Antioxidant Essence Toner Pads, I'll go ahead and link them down below. They're available on Amazon, so super convenient to just throw into your cart next time you do any shopping. And let me know in the comment section down below if you guys have any toner pad hacks or do's and don'ts personally. You guys give me such good ideas, so I always like to read the comments and see if there's any other tips or tricks that I could recommend from you guys to you guys. As always, I hope you guys are happy and healthy, and don't forget to rate, comment, subscribe, share with your friends and family, hit that notification bell, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye guys!